So Orochimaru was a controversial ninja to say the least. He brought us a lot of negative things in the Naruto and Boruto verse, but he also brought us some good things that we come to love, like Mitsuki. But one of the things that he brought that I felt like really affected the Naruto verse in general was the Sound 4 during the Sasuke retrieval arc. In this arc, I felt like you saw Naruto characters turn from boys to men. And that's going to bring us into our anime question of the day. Which of Orochimaru's experiments was your favorite? Me personally, I'm going to have to say either Gurren from that one filler arc. I liked her crystal style. Or also Kimimaru. I feel like he was a pretty cool character as well. But yeah, that's going to be leading us into today's video. We're basically going to be doing y'all a DLC concept from a character that one of our subscribers requested. So shout out to Rocket Gaming for requesting Tayuya, one of the hidden sound ninjas. So we're going to be doing a DLC concept for her. If this is something you think you might be interested in, stay tuned in the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those nice things, and let's go ahead and hop straight into it. So if you're talking about Tayuya, you got to talk about the hidden sound floor, which, you know, was Orochimaru's bodyguards. We also got to see them appear whenever Orochimaru was fighting Hiruzen on top of the Chunin exams. And the members are Kirumaru, Tayuya, Sakan, and Ukan. And these characters were pretty interesting because they all had their own unique curse marks. But Tayuya was known to be the second strongest one, only behind Sakan. So that's something we know about her. And we know that she was, for the most part, a ranged fighter in Naruto, with her flute being able to pretty much hit anybody's eardrums from anywhere on the battlefield. So, of course, she's going to be a ranged type if we brought her to Shinobi Striker. So, some things that we'd get from her. I think that her honorary title would be the Demonic Sound Shinobi. I don't really know what they could really do for her. They could maybe do something else, but that's what I probably think, Demonic Sound Shinobi. Some rewards that we can get from her, I think that we could get 2 Shinobi boosts. Of course, you know, they always want to give us that. We'll probably get Tayuya's Demonic Flute, but this one would be for range types. So I'm pretty sure we have her flute for healer types. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the range type flute would work more like how it works in Ultimate Ninja Storm, where she's basically shooting out the ranged sound bullets. And I think it kind of be similar to the one weapon that you have for range types where you could do the bubbles, the Utakata's pipe. I think it worked pretty similar to that. Another thing that we could get Tayuya's curse mark, but this is going to be the first form, so not when her skin color changes and things like that. The first form curse mark. And I also think we could get Tayuya's horns when she goes into her second form, which I think looks pretty cool. They like to give us horns, but they love to give us like the weird ones that have nothing to do with the show. But that's all the basic rewards that we get for Tayuya. Now we get into the interesting things, and this was a little bit difficult to do because, I mean, you know, I'm always doing summonings and things in my predictions, and they never want to give us summonings, but with Tayuya, you really can't do this character without giving a unique summoning. And the first jutsu would be the summoning Doki. And the way this works, the user summons 3 giant Doki. The user is unable to attack while this jutsu is active. Instead, they are playing the flute to command the Doki. Additional input will command the Doki to release spectral worms. Users hit by these worms will have their secret technique reduced and then jutsu cooldown reset. So if you remember when she was fighting Shikamaru, that was one of the main parts that was making this pretty annoying. She was using this flute to also mess with Shikamaru's chakra and all that thing, while also having the Doki attack, which was pretty interesting. And when these spectral worms hit you, they can suck out your chakra. So I think this would be a pretty cool thing. It'd be a summoning. I think it, you know, like I said, a 25-second cooldown because all summonings got a reduced cooldown. But I think this would be pretty cool, and it has a drawback with you having to play the flute to keep it active. I think this makes this jutsu not too powerful since your summonings are fighting and you can also shoot out the worms. But having it where you have to keep holding the button makes it a little bit more balanced. So we move over to the next jutsu is going to be the Demonic Flute Sound Wave. And I think this is going to have a 14-second cooldown, a power of 2, and a range of 4. And the way this works, the user plays the demonic flute with a strong piercing tone, disorienting enemies. Enemies within range are stunned, their hearing is disabled, and have their lock-on deactivated for a short time. So I got this idea when we saw the Flying Rise and Slice, how they added an extra buff whenever you hit somebody that's not locked on. It made me think they can add a lot more effects in this game. You see things where they disable lock-ons and all these other things, and the flashbang does disable your hearing for a little bit. So I think this jutsu very much could, you know, bust out your eardrums and cause you not to be able to hear. I think this is going to have a very wide range, similar to the super weighting and super lighten boulder jutsu, but maybe even farther than that, since, you know, in the anime, Tayuya's sound pretty much can hit you from any distance. So this would be a great crowd control jutsu, and this will allow range types to help their teammates out more. And when we get to the ultimate, this is where things get interesting, and it's going to be demonic flute phantom sound chains, or chains of Fantasia. And the way this works, the user activates the curse mark second stage, giving them improved attack tracking, attack evasion, and movement speed for a short amount of time. Range strikes also deal more damage. After initial input, the user will play a tune, trapping all enemies in a genjutsu state for a short amount of time, disabling their hearing, resetting the jutsu cooldown, and distorting their screen. So I think this would be similar to Izanami, but more so for range types, and I don't think the genjutsu stun is going to be as long as Izanami, since, you know, that's more of a support type thing. But I think this would be pretty cool, and I wouldn't see them bringing Tayuya without bringing her second form curse mark transformation. But this would be pretty cool with, you know, the transformation doesn't make you too overpowered, it's mainly just attack tracking and movement, but the increased strength of your range strikes also fits for range type players, since, you know, Tayuya's range. But I think this would be a pretty good DLC if they brought her. But, you know, honestly, let me know also in the comments, who do y'all think was the most interesting out of the Sound 4? I thought Kidomaru was pretty cool with the way he could use to make the bow and stuff out of his bones and stuff, and the way that he fought my man Neji and got to his blind spot. He was a pretty cool character. But yeah, let me know what other characters y'all want me to do DLC concepts over. Like I said, we're making this a series, but let me know your comments, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.